Can I welcome you now all, please, to the 28th Annual General Meeting of CMT UK, and once again introduce to you the directors, trustees if you prefer. Starting at the end, Lisa Welsh, Jeter Alston, Karen Rogers, Kevin Saunders, Rick Toole, Anton James, Pete Croucher, myself, and of course Alex here, Alex Williamson, who's the Treasurer, and you all know Karen Butcher, who is our Chief Operating Officer. So we'll declare the meeting open and commence with the minutes of the last annual meeting, which you've all received. And pardon? Hopefully you'll have seen them. Has anybody got any questions or matters arising from those minutes? No? That's great. Moving swiftly on then, we come to the report for this year. Karen.
Okay, as usual, I've just done a little bit of a PowerPoint to give a review of the year, which obviously runs from October 2014 to September 2015. So it won't include things like our just recent office move and stuff like that. Obviously, we always start the year with the first major thing is the Young People's Weekend. And I don't know why that just shot on without me, because it's not supposed to be doing that. We went to a new venue that year, Lee Green at Matlock, where we now also hold our Have a Go weekend. So these are some of the culprits, victims, whatever you like to call them, of going. I don't think Karen was so happy that it was such a great a venue for the younger ones, but it is a great place. But we usually go to the Lake District with the young people. But we thought we'd try somewhere new. Obviously, at the beginning of the year, we had a complete revamp of our website, which was made for us by. I've obviously set timings up. Go back. By a member called Nigel Holland, who has a web business. So it's all what they call responsive now. So if you look at it on a mobile, it comes up right. And it's much easier to edit and juggle around. So that was really good. Then, come on. Come. Obviously, the annual general meeting last year was, we had 190 odd delegates, and of course Mike Shy came over from the States and did a very good talk for us. We had Mary here, of course, as we always do, and Karen Bull, as she mentioned earlier, and John Barton, who I'm not sure is here. Anyway, that was great. We always like to try and have a variety of people, as you know. I went to Quebec in July to the Research Consortium meeting. Go back. Where there's 200 odd researchers all talking about CMT for 2 days or so. This gentleman here is Stephen Zuckner from the University of Miami, who is the guru, I believe, on genome sequencing. And then some other people. In the middle, there's Alison Moore from the Hereditary Neuropathy Foundation, who is there. So I always sit and watch the talks with a bit of a confused expression on my face, because it's very high science, and I'm not a scientist, obviously. But it's great to go and meet everybody. It's fantastic. Then in August, we took on some new staff. A lot of you will have spoken to Kim and Yvonne. They didn't come this time. I would kind of like them to have come and meet you all, to be honest. But they were really concerned that actually it costs us as an organisation an awful lot of money to have them come, and they didn't think it was right. So they said, no, we're not going to come. So it's great. Whatever. And they do all the admin-y stuff that I used to do, the membership stuff, so I can get on with fundraising. Help. Of course, as usual, we have our stop doing that. Our Awareness Month, which again Paula Hunter managed to get loads of media coverage for us. It's just a little bit. She isn't here again today, unfortunately. She had something else on today. But we're doing this again in September. What we're also going to do in September, which I was talking to a member earlier about, is CMTA have a fundraising thing that they do every September called Got Nerve. It's organised by an American lady who actually lives in London, who runs CMT Athletes, if anybody's knows what that is. And basically, you buy a T-shirt, profit coming obviously to the organisation. It's always been just for CMTA in the past. And then the idea is to encourage some activity of whatever kind that is best for you. So we're actually going to do that with them this year. So there'll be a Got Nerve UK campaign, probably running before the Awareness Month. Actually, we thought we might actually start it in June or something, to raise money for us, and then she'll do the CMTA USA and raise money for CMTA. So that'll be new for this year, to try and get people just doing something, as little sponsored things, or you know, it might be only let's walk up and down the stairs 3 times in a day or something, instead of, I suppose I could do that really. Anyway, so that'll be something new for Awareness Month as well. And of course there's lots of fundraisers that we have to thank, loads of them. There's Charlie Stantonstock here, his mum's here. This was Harry Venton, who did a skydive in Dubai, as you can see. His actual Just Giving page raised more than any other Just Giving page that we've ever had. It was over £12,500 just from that one jump. And there's obviously other runs. This Lady Clover also did a skydive. Andy in the middle just had his hair dyed green because he's quite severely affected and was going to go and try and raise some awareness, but unfortunately he became very ill, so he's not been able to do very much. But you know, whatever. Andy, who's here over there, stayed awake for 72 hours just about and raised about £1,500 for us, I think. And then these lovely people did the London Marathon for us last year. Jackie in the 2-2 has said never ever again. She was very poorly and had to stop halfway through for about half an hour while she gathered herself up together, and but she had, never again. That's been the word. She'll do shorter runs, never ever going to do a London Marathon for us again. But you know, it's fantastic. These 4 people, this gentleman here is a son of a member. Between the 4 of them, they raised about £3,000. So we're very grateful, obviously, to everybody who raised money, and please keep doing it. We need lots more. So that's just a very brief overview of the highlights of the year. Okay.
Thank you, Karen. And I think a round of applause wouldn't be out of order for those fundraisers. Now we move on, if we may, to the Treasurer's report.
Yeah.
Let's
see if I can stop the transition.
Hi. Yeah, if you can just...
Yeah, it's always just
hi everybody, here I go again. So just very briefly to talk you through the money this last year. So Karen, first.
Oh yeah.
Right, first one.
There it is. Yep,
there we go. Yeah, so total funds this last year again. That graph goes up and down a bit, but as you can see, we did a bit better this last year than we did the previous year. We managed to raise 153,000 last year, which is just brilliant, largely due to the tremendous efforts that Karen has been talking about from all our marvellous fundraisers. And as I say, it's really nice that generally the trend is up. If we now look at the total expenditure, that of course is also up. But you know, we've been doing a lot of extra things. We spent £140,000 this last year. But of course things are a bit different now. We've had to move offices. Most of the cost of that will be in the next year, but we have extra staff. We did have a hiccup with a member of staff last year, but we'll draw a veil over that, I think. He's no longer with us. But again, total expenditure. And then I think you would see, I have them here, but also you would see in your packs, we've got pie charts of where the money came from and how it's been spent. this last year.
It was in the annual review.
Yes, in your annual review.
Emailed you.
We can put the slides up here and people can question it if they want to. Then just to talk about the fact that after all of this, I'll just stick it down there. After all of this, we even managed to make just a tiny surplus last year. We ended up with £10,000 to add to our reserves. And of course our reserves are very important. It's what we need to live day to day, but it's also the money that we're starting to spend on lots of charitable activities. And this last year or so, we've now put about £30,000 towards various research pieces of research going on, and hopefully we're going to be able to do a lot more of that in the future. There's the pie charts, there's the income pie chart for you, and you'll see that a whopping 64% of our income comes from donations. And you know, it's the most important money source for us. But of course, that's money we can't absolutely rely on. The money we can rely on every year is these wonderful members, and that accounts for some, I haven't got my glasses on, 16% or so of our income. And that is sort of the bedrock. And that's why we need you lovely members, and we need you to keep renewing your membership. And please, please, if you haven't yet signed up to direct debit, please do so, because that's the best way we have of retaining you people. And then if we just have a quick look at the expenditure, you'll see there the bulk of the expenditure is charitable activities. And of course, amongst those are the things I mentioned already, research. But then there's a lot of other costs there. The big blue one at the bottom there is the staff costs. And we have extra staff now. We did have a dedicated fundraiser who was with us for a time but isn't any longer. And I think we're all delighted that Karen has now taken over that role. So I think that's it. There's, you know, all lots of other bits and pieces there. You've got them in your packs. If you've got any questions, come and see me afterwards or put your hand up now. And then the final thing is subscriptions. We haven't put our subscriptions up for a number of years. But this year, I think we're going to have to do that. So from September, isn't it?
No, October.
October next year. For an individual member, we're going to have to say £25 instead of the 22 it was previously. And for families, we'll have to charge you £30 instead of the 27 we charged you previously. But as I mentioned earlier, the subscription income is so important to us because it's the one income we can kind of rely on. Donations, they come and they go. Fortunately, they're rising, but you know, I do hope that you will all agree that we need to put up our subscriptions and nobody will demur, or worse still, leave. Okay, so fine, I think that's it. Oh, yes?
On the new website, so the facts and figures you're quoting in the pack, they've been checked as correct.
Oh yes, we have an auditor. In fact, I'm glad you said that, because I should also say that we have retained the services of an auditor, a lady by the name of Sue Winkle, for the last 2 years, and I would recommend that we keep her for another year. So these facts and figures I've given you are audited, and they are now lodged at Companies House and with the charity commissioners. Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alex. That's very good. Alex may be short in stature, but as her husband will only readily agree with me, she did enough pack a powerful punch as the treasurer. And indeed, Alex and Rick and Lisa Welsh have all been nominated by the board to continue for a further 3 years as directors. This is not something that we have to throw to the meeting, because under the terms of the revised letters that we have with us, the board actually creates its own members. If anybody in the audience would care to demur with that, please do so, but I don't think you will, because if you do, you'll have to stand in their place. Mary Carter was one of the members, and she was with us here last year, one of the directors I should say, but as the way of the world goes, her daughter decided to go and live in Australia, and her daughter then had another daughter, I do believe, and Mary felt that having retired, it was time that she also should go and spend some time with her daughter and grandchildren. So off she goes and says goodbye to CMT, but wishes us well. She would have been here except for the fact that she's in Australia. But I'm sure we shall see her again, and we all send her our thanks and best wishes for her future. We come now to the last little bit, which is any other competent business. Nothing has been sent towards us, to us as anything to raise, except for the fact that this afternoon you know that Geeta Randri will be speaking. She is accompanied by Magda Ducek. And Magda, you'd like to say a few words before we have dinner? Pardon? Yes, I know.
Yeah,
she is, yeah.
I'm over here. Hello, everyone. Some of you might know me from research that I've been undertaking at Queen Square in London. I'm a research physiotherapist. I just wanted to make myself, show myself to you all, just because I've got some surveys back here on this table on computers and also in paper version. I think Karen put a link on the website. It's a survey that's asking about, on the website and also on the Facebook page, it's a survey that's asking about walking and things that you might use to help with walking. So it's essentially for everybody, really. It's not just for people that use walking aids, it's also for people who don't. But it would be really great if you could come by and either complete it here or follow the link on the website or on the Facebook page. And also I've got a couple of slips of paper here with the link on paper that you could follow as well. We've also got an app that we would love to get some feedback from you all about, which is an app that's been designed for us in order to record activity levels and falls for research that we're planning to do soon. So it'd be great if we could have some feedback on that from you, and otherwise just please come by and say hello as well. That's it.
Thank you, Magda. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in the absence of any other competent business, I declare the meeting closed and wish you all a very happy lunch. Please go outside. Don't all go at once, otherwise you'll get killed in the rush. And we'll see you back here as per your programme a little later on. Thank you.